Hey guys, Jason here, Samco Workshop. Today we're talking about, is Ford too risky of a buy today? Mainly talking about trucks and all their vehicles though, but as a company, Ford has struggled tremendously. I put Ford down there at the absolute rock bottom today of all the manufacturers, and it's bad because Ford used to be at the top. Ford used to be one of the ones that I would consider absolute top tier. It was always Toyota, then Ford, that were at the top, and now both of them are down at the very, very bottom as far as I'm concerned. But is it too risky to buy a Ford today? Is there things you got to consider? To put it in a short version, we're going to give you the quick, then we'll dive in deeper. But no, it is not too risky. I still think Ford is a very good buy. I still think they make some amazing vehicles, and I think they have a lot of potential, and there are things out there that can protect you in case of things that do go wrong that is so common with Ford today. So if you don't want to watch anymore and you want to kill it, there's my answer for you. Now let's dive deeper into it. Why, if you want to learn more. But Ford, before the pandemic, and you go back even 5-6 years ago, Ford was phenomenal. Their vehicles were incredible. They were well built. The company was strong. Things were going really good. After the pandemic, all this stuff started going down bad for Ford. And now, and I honestly believe that one of the biggest problems is Ford's a very big company. And they got too many cooks in the kitchen, basically. Okay, they got too many people that are trying to do too many different things, and nobody's in charge of nothing, and nobody solves anything. As we see, they fail as a company, and they're just they spend more time at the golf course and in board meetings than they do actually fixing anything with the problems they have. They're all action, they're all bark and no bite. Nobody is solving anything at Ford. Okay, it's just getting worse and worse, and they're not fixing it yet. They keep putting out press releases on how they're going to fix it and how this is going to be better and how they're doing this, but yet nothing is solved here. It's still the same song and dance without the solutions. Recalls, okay? Ford wins in recalls that they have now going on, as we are right now in this year. It looks like this will be 4 years in a row where Ford leads all manufacturers in recalls, and they lead it by a huge margin. Okay, their recalls are tremendous, and that's a big factor. Imagine this, okay? For example, I'm a wedding photographer. I used to be, I'm semi-retired now, so I only do about 25 or 30 of them. But you go back 2 years ago, I was shooting 70 weddings a year myself. And then, so that's a lot of time driving, and I needed a reliable vehicle. I don't have the luxury of a recall coming in and them saying, hey, we're going to take your vehicle for 4 days while we do this recall on it, or 2 days here. And then a week later, getting another letter in the mail saying, hey, we need another recall. And then this is what it is. And then there's issues of things that are happening that aren't recalls. So this reliability factor of Ford is pretty much gone. There's none left anymore. If you look at like even Motor Trend just had an article talked about this in my newsfeed. Their Maverick that they had, their Ford Maverick, within 1 year they got 5 recalls on it. That means that every second month, every other month, you're getting a letter in the mail from Ford telling you how your vehicle is broken. Bring it to us so we can fix it for you. How much confidence is that going to steal or put into you and your vehicle when every other month the manufacturer is telling you, we found a problem with your vehicle, we need to fix it. Found a problem, need to fix it. This is getting overwhelming. So the recalls are a huge problem there. The lawsuits are a big one too, because we can handle recalls on the extent that the company is going to fix them. You tell me there's a problem, I expect you to fix said problem, give it back to me, and we're good. That's how it should be. That is not the case, as we see with this stuff right here. Okay? This is the big battle. This is tolerable. The lawsuits. Ford has so many lawsuits on them for transmissions. Their 10-speed trans has been a joke since it came out, and it has never been good. Everybody talks about how, oh, it's so smooth shifting. The thing is failing like crazy. It has lawsuits off the charts. This thing is a major problem. It has been since the beginning. It's a major problem for them, and Ford will not fix it. Ford will not fix it. Decade has gone by, since 2018 almost, not full decade, but they will not fix this truck. And they even had problems with it in the 2014s and back then, so it is a decade. But they do not fix this stuff. They just keep band-aiding it and not getting it solved. That goes along with, and so that leads to a lot of lawsuits for them. And it also leads to this half-ass repairs. Okay, what we mean by that is, look at the deal they're going through right now with the fuel injectors. all these vehicles with cracked fuel injectors, but they're not going to replace the fuel injectors. Instead, they're going to install a hose and let it drip gas down onto the ground under their vehicle. That'll solve the problem. And so much that NHTSA jumped in and said, no, you're not. We are going to tell you what you're going to do because we don't like what you're doing. Okay, this is the stuff that they do. They play these dumb little games, and it's all about profit margins for them, and their CEOs are making fortunes and all this, and their investors are making fortunes, but they're leaving their customers hanging all the time. Okay, if this was Chevy would solve GM. They would solve this in a heartbeat and take care of everything. Chevy has climbed now. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Chevy would have been lower down on that list. Chevy's turned it around. Customer service is #1 in the industry as far as I'm concerned, and I don't even own a Chevy. Okay, but so these are the things that you got to watch out for. But these are major issues with how Ford's handling everything. Now the vehicles are not bad. The vehicles are good vehicles. I like Ford vehicles. It is the corporate side that is the problem behind all that makes it risky. Okay, it is how they handle everything that makes it risky. The denying the warranty claims, not fixing things correctly, half-assing what they do when they do on their recalls, fighting to have to do recalls and hoping to just do it on an individual basis rather than just jump out there and do it. Yet Chevy, when 12 vehicles have a problem, they recall the whole thing and then they give you warranties on the motor for another 3 years. Ford, on the other hand, has 400,000 vehicles with a problem. They're like, well, we'll put a tube on there and see if that fixes it. Okay, this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. And like I said, more lawsuits than any other company on their products because of these problems that they're having. Quality control is gone also. This is a big one. Okay, we know this. We've seen this happen. And this is what even Ford acknowledges this. Our quality has been down, but we're working on making it better. We're improving quality control. Quality control is up better than it used to be before. It's all talk. It's all talk. We still got the same things going on. My buddy over there, Barry at C-Tech Reviews, he loves Ford too. Matter of fact, he's driving a $150,000 Ford Raptor R. He's been one of my best friends for the last 15 years. Great guy. Even him, we'll talk, and he'll be like, yeah, I was just doing a video on this new Super Duty, and I can't... They got mismatched parts underneath this thing. They're not even the same. Even the bump stops are two different manufacturers on the left to the right. He's like, I see all these kind of problems on here, and, it's interesting. The stuff that we see happening with Ford in the quality control, it's gone. I don't know how they can fix this or what they do, but they keep talking about it. And then that brings us to the last one here, the lazy. Why do I say lazy? I say lazy because none of this is solved. Okay, Ford is a rock-solid company. It always has been, but Ford has slacked. They are lazy, they are greedy, they are spinning their wheels, and they are not going anywhere. As a company, that makes me nervous. Vehicle-wise, like I said, I do trust their vehicles. Would I buy a new Ranger? Yes, I would buy a new Ranger. Would I buy a new 24 Super Duty? Yes, I would buy a new 24 Super Duty. But I don't like what Ford is. I don't like who Ford is. So that makes me skeptical. Their vehicles are good, but the company scares me. So in order for me to do it and do it right, the only way I would buy a Ford today is with an extended warranty on it the entire time I own a vehicle. Now, actually, I would do that with any vehicle made today anyway, but in a Ford, it would be guaranteed. This would have to be there. There's no doubt about it. And it would have to be a factory warranty, and I would still be skeptical and a little leery. Ford is a company today, the only one out there, that makes me kind of go, I don't like that. I'll be listening for every little noise. Your dash is going to go out on you. Look at everybody owns a Bronco. As soon as they put the thing on an incline, boop, dash is gone. Then you got to sit there and wait and start it and turn it off and start. Oh, finally dash is back on. Or they go through this and they turn left and all of a sudden now service engine soon. It's like, oh my God, all the problems that happen with this stuff make me nervous. Would I buy one? Yes, I would buy one. I would buy one to use as a everyday vehicle. I would not have a problem with it. Would I buy a Ford vehicle to use hardcore off-road? Nah, I don't know. Maybe the Super Duty, probably not the Ranger, definitely not the Bronco. Like I said, there's just too many issues with that stuff. But again, I'm not trying to take anything away from it because I do believe they are good. I love their designs. I love what they're doing with them. I love their stuff. I just wish Ford would get out of its own way, quit tripping over its own feet, and do something for real with it. The company sucks today. It's the worst one, and it's a shame. I have owned something like 17 Ford trucks. 17 Ford trucks? My wife had 6 Explorers in a row. Okay, 6 brand new Ford Explorers in a row, one after another. We loved them. Okay, Ford has always been good. Ford today, Ford is the biggest problem company out there. There's issues with this. Hopefully they can turn around and solve it. And if you own a Ford, I'm not saying this in a bad way. Don't think for a second that your Ford is probably bad. I'm just saying that it's getting very risky with Ford now today, and I don't like it. I want them to do better. I want them to be what they used to be. I want to love Ford a lot more than I do. And like I said, I'd probably still buy one because some of their designs are that good, but it would scare the crap out of me the whole time. So I would have this extended warranty would be on it every single second I owned a Ford, and thank God for this, which they're up all the time right now. It's all-time high for lemon law claims, as high as it's ever been in history, but at least we have laws out there to protect you. So if you get one of these that's got 30 recalls and you keep failing at it, and they're not fixing it right, and they're not doing all this kind of stuff, then lemon laws could probably kick in and save you, or you could flip it, lose some money on it, but sell it and get rid of it. So there's some options, but it's just risky. There's no better word to describe Ford right now than risky. That's the best way to put it. And I know it's going to piss some people off, and I'm sorry, and I'm trying to be as nice about this as I can, but it's not the vehicle. I'm not saying a Ranger is bad. I'm not saying a Bronco is bad. I'm saying Ford is failing so bad it makes me nervous to buy any of them. There is a risk factor that I do not like there. I want Ford to be better. Same can be said for Toyota. But Toyota at least is not as bad as Ford is when it comes to this stuff. Ford is just failing miserably on everything. Look at their EVs, look at their Lightning models, look at their vehicles, look at everything they're doing. It is a fail in so many categories behind the scenes business wise, it just makes it really hard to get behind them. I hope they turn it around. I hope they can do better. And I do not like this negative thing I'm doing here with this, but it sucks. It's scary. And it's a shame. So anyway, something to think about, but hopefully I don't upset anybody with this, but my job to point out the stuff that I do know and that I see, and hopefully this helps you out with your decision. So thanks for watching.